Okay, so I've been having conversations. I've received some very nice insults too. That's fine. But one of my mentors told me something. I just got a job. He said, what you are doing now is building wealth. You might not have money, but you will certainly have a lot of wealth. And the thing about building wealth is that you will be broke, but you can always get cash when you really need cash. Okay, and that's what we have been trying to teach all this while. Our fathers understood it in a different way. Now, our fathers who went to school, they made money, they had company bungalows and those things. Then they bought a land, they built over it for 10, 20 years, and then when they retired, they moved into it. Fine. They are happy, they have left a Japanese for their children. That's the organic thing, okay? It's not the best thing. You realize that those people, if you talk to them, when I actually was working mostly on my business, when I told them I'm doing my own business, I realized that they had a different energy towards it. They tried to encourage me, to tell me that it's not going to be easy now, but I should just hold on. Aiko! Good morning, sir. I just shoot some video, I will come back soon. So you realize that they try to encourage you that they wish they had gone all out on business, okay? But it's not too easy to go all out on business. I'll tell you, it's not too easy. It's very, very difficult. I couldn't survive it. Now, the other thing is that people do business and then they make money, and then they accumulate wealth through different things. And then people begin to think real estate. Now, when we say real estate is not building a house, okay, for you and your children, or for your children to come have in the future. I know people say you want to do something down for their children and do stuff. It's a little more complicated than that, sort of, okay? Because, wow, it's a nice place, okay? So real estate is about accumulating wealth, okay? And actually easing up your financial numbers, or actually empowering your earning capacity, okay? So in the end, we all have 24 hours, okay? And each person can only work maybe 8 hours a day. The hustlers, people who have side hustles and all those things, we try to do 12 hours a day, okay? So you work from 8 to 4, 5. You find your way home, then you work another night shift, okay? Usually maybe on your business and stuff like that, which is also there. But I'm coming to talk about wealth creation or wealth accumulation, okay? How to build wealth, how to build generational wealth, okay? How to do something down for your children, the right one to do. Because usually when you're trying to sell properties as well, people are like, they want to do something down for their children, and it's a 2-bedroom apartment. It's not much, okay? This is not the one that you do down for your children. If you want to do something for your children, you send them to school, send them to the best school, okay? That's what I was talking about in a video. I think I made a video and I was talking about 5 things that actually can change your destiny, okay? The school you attend, okay, the church you attend, the area you live in. That's why people relocate to abroad, okay? That's why people live in the best areas and the stuff, okay? Internet access, the information you feed yourself on. When you open YouTube, do you watch videos like this, or do you watch people twerking, okay? All those stuff are there. So I can't remember the other one, but those kind of stuff are there that you need to do. So if you want to create wealth, if you are listening to this video and by the time you are listening, you are probably in your 30s, you have missed the first circle. It's not too late, but you have missed it. Or maybe you have gotten it passively. Or maybe you didn't get much of it. You got some, but not all of it, okay? Is this a fish pond?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So stuff like that, but I'll tell you, the first one is to get good education or good training, okay? Technical skills. Just learn, okay? So when you are learning, you will be learning a lot of things, okay? So for me, I learned civil engineering, okay? It's a skill I have. I get paid for it. I work with it. I share it. I try to monetize it in different ways, okay? I also learned how to play bass guitar. It's a skill I have. I've used it to earn. I remember when I was in school, I don't get broke, okay? I don't get broke because every weekend I go to church, I get paid, okay? Some people it's even talking, public speaking, okay? Some people it can be technical skills. I'm a plumber, okay? And you build up yourself. In your first 20, 25 years, that's what we are all doing. You're trying to acquire skills. Now, when you're acquiring skills, you have to be on the lookout. There are some skills that get paid more per hour than some other skills, okay? That's why our parents wanted us to become medical doctors. Medical doctors make more money per hour, okay? Now, the thing about getting skills is that when you get skills, you are selling your time. That's how I'm talking per hour. I'll explain that subsequently. So civil engineers get paid more per hour than plumbers. That's why I studied civil engineering, not plumbing in school. Okay. Lawyers get paid more per hour. Okay. And that's why, sorry if there's a teacher watching this video, our parents didn't want us to become teachers because teachers got paid less money per hour. That's the tricky issue in this. But it's not a problem. My father was a lecturer. So that's why my father built himself up. So he's not just a teacher, maybe a lower level teacher, but he's a higher paid teacher. So the next thing would have been that if you get a skill, you try to aim towards the highest paid people in that industry. You try to get towards the highest paid people in that industry. So that's what I did. I did civil engineering. I finished school at 25. I entered the system and I realized that, okay, this is a construction site. And the civil engineer is not the most paid person on the site. So who is the most paid person? The civil engineer had a boss. He was a project manager. So I began to look at what do I need to be a project manager? Problem solving, documentation, this and strategic thinking, okay, procurement. So I started learning towards stuff like that. Okay, who is paying the project manager? The business owner. That's why I learned that no, it's not about selling your time. But it's about owning the business, okay? It's about owning the business, not about having bread, but it's about owning the bakery. So after you've gained your skill in your first 25 years, now it's about monetizing your skill, getting a job and those things, and now automating your skill so that instead of you doing it all by yourself, you form a team and you guys do it together, and then you pay it off. You pay the team off and you get a bigger lot. Okay, and I've done that successfully. So my business grew up. I have to play the bass guitar to make money. I was teaching bass guitar and all those stuff. And I said, no, I cannot make much money playing bass guitar. So what did I do? I built up the YouTube channel, built up the studio, got people to invest. And now different people can play bass guitar while I make money. Okay, they are due money, we negotiate, they are happy. But in the end, there is a sump that I'm creating that is accumulating money. Okay, that's why people, motivational speakers and all those other business people, they tell you that you have to create a business, okay? And if it's a business you're creating, you have to automate the business so that you don't have to be there from morning to evening to make money. The business is effective, there are standards and everything, and then there is money coming, okay? Now, when that money starts coming in, okay, you will realize that you begin to accumulate money in your account and you don't know what to do next with it. It's not the best to start another business because business is very intensive to run, okay? So when you have one business, the next thing is not to create another business. It's not yet time to create another business because when you create another business, they begin to compete, okay? Usually, unless the first one is very, very well automated, okay? So then people now begin to think, where can I put my money so that the money doesn't lose value against inflation? You understand? And there are different ways people do that. One of them is to buy treasury bills. Now when you buy treasury bills, you are just giving your money to the bank to put into other businesses and pay you off, okay? So you could actually have bought shares from the business by yourself because the bank actually surcharges you. Sorry about this one. I'm trying to manage the things I'm carrying. Okay, so you can buy shares. So that's what I proposed to my investors. They bought shares in my business. So you could actually monitor it directly, see what is happening your gains in it. That's what what's that guy, one of the richest people in the world, the one who drives the Cadillac, Warren Buffett did. So Warren Buffett made his money from buying shares in viable businesses. Okay, one of the things you can do when you are trying to build wealth is to just study the richest people in the world. Whatever they did, if you can do it, you can build a lot of wealth. So Warren Buffett actually buys equity in businesses. Okay, so after your first business, you now start thinking other viable businesses that you can buy equity. Now there is a risk margin. Okay, the risk margin is that if you buy equity in business, the business can actually collapse. Okay, but if the business doesn't collapse, then you can make money. And then the owners of the business could be fraudulent or something. So you need a business that you can trust, and then their systems work and stuff like that. Okay, so that is also there to do. So now you've done that. So your second business should not be a business that requires a lot of time and energy. It should be something that you can just be checking numbers, you can just be checking conversations and just monitoring it from a distance. Okay, then now when you do that, you realize that now more money is coming in per hour or per day or per month. Okay, more money is coming in per hour or per day per month. So the next thing then you start thinking real estate. Now real estate is passive investment. Okay, that one requires very little of your energy. That's why people lean towards it. And real estate appreciates in two ways, or it makes money for you in two ways. You are going to be making money on the value appreciation, and then when you are renting the property, you are going to be making money from the rental revenue. Okay, and when you want to see the one that is most profitable, is the one that can bring your money back to you at the fastest rate. That's what we call rate of returns. Okay, and we are saying that if the location is good, how do you find a good location? A location that has a lot of activities around it, a location that has a lot of people. Okay, so maybe a location around the university, that's why East Legon is hot. A location around a market, a location around some massive business, industry, mining, something that people who are there spend money. People who are there will be high concentration of people who will be looking for a place to rent. Airports, people who fly from outside camp, they want to stay. Embassies, okay, and those people want to pay more. That's why airport prices, airport city and those things, it doesn't make sense to Ghanaians. They are not built for Ghanaians. They are built for people from US who have a $3,000 quota for rent. Okay, so you look for something like that wherever you are. It doesn't have to be in Accra, but you look for a hot location. In a hot location, the land is expensive, but I'm telling you that it's worth it. Okay, so though we advise that don't build, the reason why we say don't build is this: you do something that is worth it, get expert advice, consult with engineers, pace yourself. You buy a small land, you build something small. Building should never take you more than 2 years. You quickly build it and you start collecting the rent. You quickly build, you start collecting it, so that you are increasing your earning capacity. You shouldn't go and start a big size project and then you never finish it. Okay, so that's why the real estate element comes in, because the hottest places are so expensive. Land at East Legon is $1 million. You get it. If you have $1 million, you shouldn't buy land. Okay, but maybe you don't even have $1 million. But maybe you have $1 million. You can buy apartments. Apartment is $200,000. So you buy 4 or 5 apartments, and each one of them can earn you $2,000 a month. So that's $10,000 a month just by investing into the apartment. But if you use the $1 million to go and buy the land, you now have to wait for time to start building on it. And if you buy a $1 million land, you should be investing $10 million into the structure. You understand? So when you start thinking real estate, the best options for the highest ROI is when you invest into apartments and those stuff. And it doesn't have to be a big apartment. The smaller ones actually pay faster. The most paying one is actually a studio apartment. Okay, fine, but maybe you are not in that range. Maybe you have 50,000 Ghana cedis, so you will need to buy land somewhere where the land is 25,000 Ghana cedis and start building something really small. Okay, you get it. Start building something really small, so that in a year or two you are done. That's the drill is to be done in a year or two. Always look at something that can be done. The sooner you are done, the better, so that you can start juicing the asset. Okay, if you cannot build in a year or two, it only means that you are not ready to start investing into building or real estate. You should be probably schooling some more, so that you can increase your earning capacity per hour, or starting a business if you don't have. If you have a business, you should be expanding the business. Businesses have a level that you realize that it's sustainable. So you should be expanding the business. You get it? Okay. And if that business is okay, then you should be investing into a second business. Okay. And my advice is that don't start the second business by yourself, because it begins to compete with the first one. So you look around, or you just probably, that one is not the best, but at least until Akufo-Addo and co messed it up, treasury bills and those things, so that it's shielded against those things, inflation and those stuff, so that the money is not losing its value. Just don't leave the money in the account, okay? Don't leave your money in the account. Always send the money out to go and get you more money, sort of, okay? So that is also there. And then, what was I going to talk about? Yeah, so when you do those stuff, then your inflow per month is becoming more reasonable. Then you can start thinking real estate. If you start real estate too soon, you are going to have a cash trap. If you have a cash trap, you are going to have the biggest distress of your life. You will have a land there, lying there. You can't develop it, okay? And your business is struggling, or you are not getting paid well at work and stuff like that. And then you are just torn apart. And you try to sell the land, and nobody wants to buy, or they don't want to give you a good price, or the land gets into a litigation, sort of, and you cannot afford the litigation. Litigation is so expensive. You get it? So there are dynamics around this, and I want you to really look like. Let's talk about it. Let's comment. Let's share our ideas, because the comments actually give me a lot of insight, and I see how people think. And I can't help everybody, and I could be all wrong. Yeah, but I've seen this. I've tried a lot of them. It's worked for me. And I wish I knew this 10 years earlier, like, by now I'll be really rich. But hopefully maybe 10 years to come, you will use this video as an evidence. That's what I'm working on, okay? And stuff like that. So yeah, let's talk about it, and then we see how we can help each other grow and do more for ourselves. Salute. See you in the next one.